Planted. This is your review for two. Hi guys, it's Shelby from Board Games for Two, and today we're going to be talking about Planted and how it plays for two players. Now, Planted is a 2 to 5 player game in which players collect plants, collect resources, help the plants grow, and whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. Now let's see a little bit more how to play the game. Planted is played over the course of 4 different rounds, and at the beginning of each round, players are given 8 cards. 6 of those cards for their hand are resource cards. The other 2 are either a decoration or could be a tool. The tools allow players to collect more resources over the course of a given round, while the decoration cards give players more victory points at the end of the game. Now, players will choose a card from their hand to play, and then they will pass their hand to the next player, and this goes on until all 8 cards have been played. Players can choose to forego a card to choose a plant from their nursery to place in their home. And at the end of all of this, once all cards have been played, then players will spend their resources to grow their plants and continue this for 4 rounds until endgame scoring occurs. Now, the components in Planted are really nice. You're not going to find any cardboard punchies in this game. All of the resource tokens are actually little wooden tokens. The plant food, the little growth leaf tokens, the water tokens are cute little plastic things that are just really nice. The only kind of downside about the components, I think, are the actual cards. They're very large, and they're kind of slick, so it's just hard to shuffle, hard to pass out, but it's not too much of a big deal. Everything's really nice, very nicely well made, just the cards are a little slick. The rulebook in Planted is really nice. This was another game that I taught Joe how to play, and if I can teach somebody how to play a game, then anybody can teach this particular game. It's very simple. The rules didn't take too long at all, and I think it would be very easy for us to put away and get back out, a few months down the road, however long, and really it wouldn't be a problem at all to pick back up. Very, very simple to learn. Setup for Planted was super easy. It took just a couple of minutes to get everything out, shuffle the cards, get the components out and everything. And this could definitely be played on a simple 3x3 card table. Each game probably took us about 25 to 30 minutes. Very simple, doesn't take long at all. I'm really big on theme in board games, and I think games like Planted are really unique. This is something that we don't have anything like it in our collection, collecting plants, growing a nursery, things like that. I thought it was really kind of fun. As far as gameplay goes, it's a nice little resource collection game, quick to get to the table, really not difficult at all, something that you could throw in a game night with kind of casually playing with friends and have a really good time. I think it might be a little bit better with more than just 2 players, just because the cards are passed back and forth. Maybe there would be a little bit more strategy if there were more players at the table to do that. But it's just very quick. There's a lot of simultaneous play going on, so turns are really quick. Even though it's played over 4 rounds and you're playing 8 cards at a time, very smooth, very quick. So it was just a lot of fun to play. So is Planted good for 2? As I mentioned a little bit before, I think with 2 players, the stakes aren't quite as high with the cards that are in your hand. I know what I'm going to be getting back and forth, and there's just not much as strategy. Now, is it good for 2? As I said before, it's a little bit harder when you're passing cards back and forth just between 2 players. I feel like in a game like this, there's not quite much at stake. Knowing what just 2 people have rather than, a table of 3 or 4 makes it a little bit easier. Otherwise, you're kind of hoping that that person doesn't take just one single card, whereas in a game like 7 Wonders, you might be going through quite a few people hoping that the card that you want is still available. So with 2 players, it's kind of tough as far as replayability goes, just because we haven't really shuffled through the cards as much as we would with more. I think if we played with more people, it would definitely be something that would be played more frequently than it would with just the two of us here. We're just not going to cycle through things as much, just not quite as strategic as other games that we have that might be better for 2 players. Well, I think that about wraps it up for our Planted review. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and until next time.